Today I'm going to discuss the last year questions paper of the second and third year students of the BA program. So I have already made the videos on these questions, and now I am going to repeat it all the questions which have been repeated in your questions papers. Now first question is, how is learning different from acquiring information? ठीक है. How is the learning different from acquiring information is all about the knowledge. Knowledge is knowing the standard facts about the thing. Understanding is taking knowledge to a deeper level. It is answer the how and why of things. ठीक है? The process of learning is irrelevant if no real knowledge is secured. Most learning decays over time and end up being a waste because it's not designed to effectively create long-term knowledge. According to the trustee Merriam-Webster, knowledge involves understanding, comprehensions, and masteries. So, जो Merriam-Webster है, according to him, knowledge involves understanding, comprehensions, and mastery. It's all about acquiring, sustaining, growing, sharing, and applying information to achieve an organizational impact. If learning is a recipe, then knowledge is the cake. We need to have knowledge in order to perform at best. So first of all, we have to gain the knowledge about the thing we are going to do, and by the knowledge we are going to learn all the things, how the things will change and how the things will come. This kind of a process is going on. The learning process is going on from the knowledge. Knowledge is what truly drives the right job action in corporate setting, ultimately help companies achieve their goals. ठीक है. If the employee have a good knowledge about the any kind of a software, any kind of a technical software and other system and computer and all the official things, so then he can only and then he can only perform best. Otherwise he or she is not able to perform their best performance. And the knowledge is really irrelevant substance to complete the action and achieve the goals. Merriam-Webster learning. According to the Merriam-Webster, learning is the process of studying, teaching, and education. It's a center on a delivery of information in the corporate world, which mean how get information to an employee, which often translate to classroom based instructions, a learning management system, or blended approaches. Learning a language is the consequence process, much like what we are experience in school. New knowledge are represented consequentially in our mind. ठीक है. Learning is a language is a consequences process, much like what we are experiences in school. ठीक है. New knowledge are represented consciously in our mind. ठीक है. By the learning process in our schools, institution, what kind of a knowledge we are gained, ठीक है, is all about the total knowledge of a candidate or a student. And acquisitioning is a subsequential process where we are not aware. We are unaware of the process as it is happening or when the new knowledge is acquired. ठीक है. This process is similar to the process that children undergo what learning their native language. ठीक है. Okay, how the children is going to aware from their native language, as well as it is either it is English, either it is Hindi. It will depends on the family and native and the surrounding language which is used by the other human beings or pupils. It's called knowledge. Through the conclusion, we comes to know that how the learning is a process of studying, teaching, and education. It's centered on the delivery of information in the corporate world. Knowledge is what truly drives the right job action and in corporate settings. Ultimately, help companies achieve their goals. Okay? So you have to write your answer in the complete structure. Okay? Each and every point is very important. So you have to mention all the points and definitions defined by myself. And now we are going to discuss the next question. What do the expressions tales of steals and run over puppies means in if I return this times? Okay? And as I have discussed with you, Kunwar Narayan was born on the 19th September 1927 and a poet in Indian literature in Hindi. He read and translated widely and wrote for 6 decades. He was linked to the new poetry movement. The poem has a very simple structure with a two main stanza and a refrain which is repeated thrice and some variations. The poet is speaking in the first person and he is talking about a possible returns or in other words are rebirth. The first two lines give us the tone of the poem. The condition if at the beginning of the sentence defines the condition of his returns. ठीक है? He already mentioned that if he returns. ठीक है? In the poem, the poet wants to return again and this time want to be more greater in his life. He want to live a more better and happy life. The first stanza being with, not, to make a negative statement, which clarifies that when returns this he must return but not with pointed mustaches and tails of steels. Both the images create a manly and aggressive picture of man and animal. ठीक है? Um, it is the most important lines of your questions and answer. You have to write all this kind of a thing. So now he really wants to be a great human if he returns again. ठीक है? He really don't want to be more aggressive, more manly. That's why he talking about if he returns this time, he really don't want to return with pointed mustaches. ठीक है? Which makes them him more manly. Tail of steels. Both these images create the manly and aggressive picture of the man and animals. ठीक है? This time poet want to be more human and he would like to be more greater. He want to return with not like a man, tiger like the nature and temperament. ठीक है? तो tail of steel and pointed mustaches both are the which create both are creating an image of an aggressive person and now he wants to be great human and he really don't want to be a tiger like nature temperament. ठीक है? तो he want to be a good person and the tiger stand for the wild animal. In fact, the poet want to say that our society is full of such type of people who behave just like a wild animals. If they are just requested to keep aside, they lost their temper and look at other with the angers. ठीक है? They lost their temper and look at the other with the anger. I am such way that they would swallow. They lost their temper and look at with the anger. I am such way that they would swallow. ठीक है? वो बहुत ही एग्रेशन में दिखते हैं एंड दे वुड बी रेडी टू swallow us. ठीक है? And the puppy indicated towards the common pupil and selfish pupil. The poet says that the life of a common man is just like a puppy one is not sure for one in the big city and one may meet someone accidentally and is crushed to death as he were a puppy. The puppy indicates towards the common man. So, puppy is indicator towards the common man and selfish people. So, selfish people who are always talking about their self, who really don't want to give the attention others, and they are really don't want to do anything for the others. The poet says that the life of a common man is just like a puppy. One is not sure for once in the big city, जो कि श्योर नहीं होती in the big cities में, and one may meet someone accidentally and is crushed to the death as well a puppy. ठीक है, तो a common man is a person whose life is not secure. An injured puppy heals its violent licking himself. ठीक है, wounded is all about the harshness of the skin, and the puppy is always ready licking himself. So he's selfish. In fact, a poet does not want to be a selfish person. ठीक है, now we comes on the conclusion. The poet says that he would like to be more greater. He want to return with not like a man, a tiger like nature and temperament. He would like to be more greater. He want to return with not like a man, a tiger like nature and temperament. ठीक है, all right. This kind of a structure you have to follow in your answer. And first of all, you have to give the narrator and write introduction, Kunwar Narayan, and all the pointed have to be explained line by line. ठीक है. Now I'm going to discuss next question. What do the why does the Saroj want Harish to get married? Saroj, as I have discussed with you, a mother decision chapter by the Ritu Bhatia. A story, A Mother Decision, is a satire on the traditional of the arranged marriages. The story is an indirect attack on the parents like Saroj Chawla. ठीक है? Globalization and westernization both are responsible for open-minded generation when man and woman both are independent to take their decision by themselves. For example, love marriage. In love marriage, man and woman both are independent and responsible for their own decision. They are mentally and financially capable for each and every decision. The title of the story is Irony, in which a form of writing the words are made to mean the opposite of their normal or usual means. Harish is not an obedient son. It is truth that he wears what the mother gives him to wear, and he eat what he is given. ठीक है, in spite of it he can't call obedient son. In fact, he lacks his self confidence. ठीक है, though he is 40 year old, but he is incapable to take his decision by himself. ठीक है, so in this story we comes to know that how the Saroj Chawla is always ready to take the decision of his son, and by this doing continuously this following this kind of a process, Harish becomes handicapped. Harish become handicapped, and whenever the situation is coming for the decision for himself, he always looks her parents, and looks her mother. He is not capable to take his decision, and he is also not capable to earn money for his family and for himself. That's why he lost his self respect and self confidence. ठीक है, just because of his mother nature, he become handicapped. Saroj is the caring mother, and she is knowing the inability of her son. ठीक है, and so therefore she is worried about his future. She want a beautiful bride for her son, and lots of money in a form of dowry. Therefore, her son will be capable to live a happy life with his family. Saroj wants to meet her son with the Ritu for the marriage purpose, as she is perfect for him, according to her point of view. There are lots of people who are not at all sensitive to their children's desire or feelings, and treat potentially bride and grooms like a commodities. ठीक है, तो there are lots of people here in our city and in our culture who are not worried about the wishes of who are not worried about the wishes of the um, of his son, of her um, girl wishes, as a mother or as a girl or as a boy, the who is going to be married with someone, how, which kind of a mentality she have, which kind of a acceptations she have his from her husband, and as well as a boy have wishes from and acceptations from the girl who are going to be a life partner of him. So they treat like a potential bride and groom, they're like a commodities. ठीक है. The author has exposed the reality behind the arranged marriages, the financial factor, prejudice, and the basis that influence the decision to the marry a particular person. Financial factors and prejudice and basis that influence the decision to marry a particular person. Through the medium of the Saroj Chawla character, we get a glimpse of the calculation behind many a matrimonial alliance. It is not only Saroj, even the Luthras conduct in themselves like the calculating business people. ठीक है, जो the other person is talking about the Luthras who are also conducting like a themselves calculating businessman. The story has a humorous tone throughout, although Harish's character is pathetic because he has allowed his mother to take over his family. He has allowed his mother to take over his life. ठीक है? Who has missed out on the joy of life because of her. So Harish is a person who have all missed his fun and joy of the life. He totally hand over his life to her mother. In the society, there are so many educated and independent men and women who doesn't enough courage to take their decision by themselves. The success rate of the arranged marriage is pretty good, but this is a debatable issue and beyond the scope of the lessons. ठीक है, तो the writer is saying that कि we are not going to discuss this kind of a things, how the arranged marriage is successful in the comparison of the love marriage. We are not going to discuss this. We are just going to discuss about the Harish and Saroj relationship and how the Harish become handicapped as he hand over all the decision of his life to his mother. Marriage is treated like a passport to a more affluent lifestyle or a consolate considerations of wealth. ठीक है, marriage is treated like a passport to a more affluent lifestyle or a considerations of wealth. So now we have the conclusion. Conclusion is that globalization and westernization both are responsible for the open-minded generation, where the man and woman both are independent to take their decision by themselves. On the other hand, arranged marriage is totally opposite to the love marriage. ठीक है, तो as I have discussed with you, you have to write the Ritu Bhatia introduction firstly, and then you have to explain all the each and every point which is very important according to your examination point of views. The next question is what qualities in Anita Satpathy help her overcome her lots in life. ठीक है. Anita Satpute is the article written by the Sonia um, Falerio, who she is born on the 1977 in the Goa. She is Indian writer and a journalist, and she is the writer of the non-fictional narrative. Her critical acclaimed first novel, The Girl, was published by the Wiki 2006. This was followed by The Beautiful Things, Inside the Secret World of Bombay Dance Bar, and the single 13 Men, The Good Girl and Ordinary Killing was published in January 2021. The article is all about the life of the Anita Satpute, a domestic worker in Mumbai. Through this article, we learn a lot about her life. For example, about her life and living conditions. How the Anita Satpute managed all the things and working for her children's bright futures. She daily um, facing lots of problems in order to that in order to make their children's future bright. The journalists allow her to talk without interrupting. We must have noticed that a very large number of direct quotations. In addition, making story of Satpute more authentic and convincing, the sentences which are quoted in original give it a regional flavor. The story of Anita Satpute has a much wilder social significance. It throws a light on the poor worker conditions in the domestic areas, many of whom migrated from the village to the city in order to live good life in the big cities. At the same time, Satpute's working condition underlining the position of the woman in the big city. Satpute was obviously considered burden on her parents, and they never asked her to gain good education in order to achieve her goals in her life, become an independent girl. Therefore, she has to suffer from the poverty in her life. She was working from the children's bright future. The journalist's main objective is to raise the awareness about the living conditions of the domestic workers, sensitizes us to exploitations they faces in their daily life, especially a woman working. The Sonia Flore has success in her purpose, especially because she has avoided in and impersonal approaches. Conclusion is that the journalist's main objective is to raise the awareness about the living condition of the domestic workers, sensitizes us to explanations that they face in their daily life, especially a woman worker. So she really don't want to focus on the domestic workers, especially a woman who she has to face lots of problems in order to get some money for their children's for she is working for their bright futures. What are the instructions given by the writer for the good writing? Learning to write by the P.K. Satpathy. While free writing concerns the initial stage of the process and the editing represents the stage of the process, editing is a very important process which gives forms or and finish to our things. A fertile and inventive makeup which rejects all the external forces, for example school, institution, etc., which also help us come up with a lots of ideas, which also make up a critical and questioning in order to make us able to look at, at our own writing in a critical manner. It helps us to revise and cut rewriting and in a critical manner. Though these two attitudes seems contradictory, there is also a need to have them and make them complementary to each other. The next point is that there must be adopted the first attitude while in the process of preparing our first draft. So we have to for the good handwriting and for the in order to make himself or herself a good writer, we should draft our article firstly, and we should read it again and again and edit the grammatical errors and edit the sentences error. Then we are and adding the new ideas and copying just adding new ideas from the others articles. It will makes you good writer according to the PK Satpathy. There must be adopting the first attitude while in the process of preparing our first draft. In other words, in our free writing phrases, we should correct, revise, and rearrange what we already written. Okay? There must be respect our individuality when we are preparing our first draft. All of us are individually and think or experience it in distinct way. There should be respect our experiences and trust them while we are using in our writing. There must be remember that our experiences make our writing true, honest, and sincere. We should recognize and trust our experiences. We should also follow and trust other experiences while we are writing who have had similar experiences. ठीक है? We should recognize and trust our experiences, and we should also follow the trust other experiences while we are writing who have had similar experiences. By the conclusion, we comes to know that while free writing concerns the initial stage of the process, editing is the very important process while gives forms and finish to other things. There must be remembered that our experiences make our writing true, honest, and sincere. So I hope you like this video, which is very important according to your examination point of views. I have already discussed all the important questions which will be coming in your examination paper again and again. If you follow the same structure and if you write all the points in the correct language, you will get the maximum marks in your examination. I hope you I hope you like this video. Thank you